shot and scores!
Nice Shabbat curled and drives and scores!
And the Senators win it.
Five apart, another chance, Madison scores! Drake Madison, and got it. Green again, scores!
Welcome to Sens Talk. My name is Brandon, and I'm your host. Now, before we get started, please follow me on Twitter at @SensTalk_ and on Instagram at Sens Talk. Now, before we get into tonight's game recap for yesterday's game between the Ottawa Senators and the Vancouver Canucks, a few things. Firstly, many of you guys have been requesting another episode of Let's Talk, so we're gonna give it to you guys. In the next 2 to 3 days, we're gonna have another episode of Let's Talk. This one will be centered around Senators head coach DJ Smith, so stay tuned for that. Now, let's get into yesterday's game for tonight's game recap. The Ottawa Senators took on the Vancouver Canucks for the third time in a row. Now, going into this game, there's a few lineup notes, so bear with me as I get through them. Firstly, Derek Stepan, he's day-to-day, so he was drawn out of the lineup. In a corresponding move, the Senators called up Philip Schlappick from the taxi squad. Now, you're probably wondering, Brandon, why did the Senators not have to waive anyone? The call up Schlappick. From the taxi squad, you would have to waive somebody because we're already at 23 players on the main roster. Well, I'll tell you why. Christian Melander was put on the injured reserve at the same moment in a corresponding move. He was injured on Wednesday night's game against the Vancouver Canucks in the third period, and he was placed on the injured reserve yesterday. DJ Smith expects him to be out at least a week, which is bad news for an already bad blue line, so I'll keep you guys updated on that, but that's some bad news. And Christian Melander just can't catch a break. This guy's been injured basically every single time he stepped on the ice for the last 2 years. Hopefully he gets better soon, but yeah, it's just a tough break for Christian Melander. Now, the Sens have gone winless in their last 6 games, and they have allowed at least 3 goals in every single game this season, and that trend continued yesterday, by the way. The Senators' blue line is a serious problem. Pierre Dorion has put together probably one of the worst blue lines in the National Hockey League, if not the worst, and more importantly, one of the worst blue lines in our franchise's history. When you add a bunch of blue liners who can't move the puck and who are unmobile, bad things are going to happen because you need to have mobile puck-moving defensemen in today's NHL, and that is exactly what the Senators have the opposite of. The Senators have an abundance of non-mobile, heavy-hitting defensemen. It's not 2005. You need puck movers. Ottawa doesn't have it. So I don't know what you can do. I don't play RTM Zub, obviously, but I don't know what you can do. There's no easy fix. It's a terrible situation. Now, for Vancouver last night, they started Braden Holtby. Now, speaking of that, who would Holtby have to play against? Game number 8 lineup for your Ottawa Senators is as follows. The first line, the Chuck Norris line, stays the same. Brady Tkachuk with Josh Norris and Drake Batherson. The second line, Nick Paul with Colin White and Evgeny Dadonov. The third line, Tim Stützle with Chris Turney and Connor Brown. The fourth line, Schlappick draws in the left wing position, centered with Cedric Paquette. And on the right wing was Austin Watson. Now, the first pairing, Shabbat and Zaitsev. Little note on Tom Shabbat. He was injured in the third period. He is hopeful, according to DJ Smith, hopeful that he plays on Sunday's game against the Oilers, but he's day-to-day. There's no guarantee that he starts Sunday. So we'll see. If that's the case, Ottawa just lost Wolanin and Shabbat in a span of 48 hours. Oof, I don't even know that Sunday game is going to be watchable. Now, against Connor McDavid, nonetheless. Now, Riley Goodbranson's second pairing, third pairing, Coburn and Brown. Starting in net was Matt Murray, who did not look good. Marcus Hogberg was the backing up. Now, scratch, RTM Zub. I don't know why they keep on scratching him. He better draw on Sunday for Sunday's game. He's very much better than probably 2 or 3 of the guys on our blue line right now. And if not, I haven't even watched him play. Our blue line is so bad. Get him in there. How bad can he be? Artem Anisimov also scratched with Alex Galchenyuk, Michael Haley, Derek Stepan was day-to-day, and of course Christian Melander was on the injured reserve. Let's get to the first period of play. 4 minutes in, the Senators get hit with a terrible interference call on Austin Watson, and the Vancouver Canucks capitalize. Brock Besser goes untouched. He moves in front of the net and beats Matt Murray. The Vancouver Canucks lead 1-0. Josh Brown, I don't know what the hell he was doing there, but he let Besser walk right in front of the net and score. So Canucks lead 1-0. Now we move 7 minutes past that. Watson turns the puck over. He's all over the video now. The Canucks are on an odd man rush. Pettersson chips it in past Matt Murray. The Canucks extend their lead. It's 2-0. So the first period thoughts, the blue line is a complete and utter disaster. No real dangerous chances for Ottawa. And, they're lucky it's 2-0. But Matt Murray, the first goal, not his fault. Second one, But the third and fourth in tonight's game were not good. So let's get to that. To the second period we go. Brock Besser, the Vancouver Canucks just take advantage. They score. It's 3-1. And, You know what I mean? Like, many of you guys were watching this yesterday. Can you give us a save, Matt Murray? Yes, it went bar in. It was a nice shot, but come on, get out of your net a bit more. Cut the angle. Do something. You're allowing some goals that, I'm sorry, but if you're making on average $6.25 million a year, you need to be stopping some of these tough chances. I'm sorry, that's what you're getting paid to do, and you're not doing it. So Brock Besser scores. It's 3-1. And Tom Chabot's like 3-0. And Tom Chabot's like, you know what? I'm done with this. I want to score a goal. He skates all alone, beats everyone, cuts in, puts it past Braden Holtby. The Senators are on the board, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 3-1 game. Second period thoughts. Ottawa actually played well in that period. They got some good chances, but Braden Holtby was playing good. And it's a common occurrence now for Ottawa. They are out-shooting their opponents heavily, and yet they're unable to score. It's a problem. They have a finishing problem. Let's get to the third period where Murray allows another terrible goal. It's 4-1 for the Vancouver Canucks, and that's basically going to do it. It's done. With 2 minutes left, Brady Tkachuk gets into a fight and then points at the bench. So the next time the Sens play against Vancouver, be on the lookout for Brady. They start some fight. But yeah, Ottawa loses 4-1. Another terrible loss. Another terrible effort from the blue line. And they actually outshot Vancouver tonight by a decent clip. But like I just said, the Senators have a finishing issue. So, you know, Connor Brown is a perfect example of that finishing issue. I think in the 8 games this season, he's had like 10 or 12 breakaways, and he has scored none of them. He scored on none of them. So that's going to change, obviously. If you want to win games in the NHL, you got to capitalize on those opportunities. Now let's get to the Sens Talk Star of the Night, voted by you, the fans. I do this live. You guys love that, so I'm going to do it. So let's get to that. So the 4th star with 3% of the vote, Connor Brown. 3rd star with 18% of the vote, Tim Stützle. 2nd star with 36% of the vote, Brady Tkachuk. And 1st star with 43% of the vote, Thomas Chabot with the lone goal for yesterday's game for the Ottawa Senators. Now, besides that, the next game is on Sunday against the Edmonton Oilers at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, which means I'll be uploading a video on Monday the next day for the game recap, which is exactly why I'm going to upload that Let's Talk episode either Saturday or Sunday, because I'm going to be uploading that game recap on Monday. I love giving you guys content, so stay tuned for that. But besides that, comment below. Let me know what you think. How would you fix this blue line, ladies and gentlemen? It's not an easy fix, but let me know what you would do. Besides that, thank you all for watching. Please follow us on Twitter at @SensTalk_ and on Instagram at SensTalk. Like this video and share this video for share cool stuff. And of course, click the big red button down there and subscribe to us. And more importantly, turn the notification bell on so you get notified whenever we upload a new video. Besides that, thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next couple days for the Let's Talk episode. Besides that, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Go Sens, go.